Hello everyone and welcome to Mountain Lake Journal. I'm Tom Halleck. Plattsburgh City Mayor Chris Rosenquest waited until the very end of the Chamber's annual State of the County, City and Town breakfast this past week to drop a bombshell.
I am not seeking re-election come 2024. I'm going to focus on my family.
The mayor announcing that he will not run for a second term, telling business and community leaders at this chamber breakfast that he's leaving to spend more time with his 6-year-old son.
It's a little emotional for me, but I'll say this, that I hear many parents talk about the time that they lose with their kids. And I've got a 6-year-old at home. And honestly, I've got maybe 6 to 7 years of good time with this boy to focus on his growth, his development. And the mayor's seat is a full-time job. Make no mistake, this is not a 40-hour-a-week job. And I just cannot find myself sacrificing that time with Miles to do this work. This work is important, but first and foremost, I'm a father, I'm a husband, and then I'm a mayor. And that's what it comes down to. My family's very important to me, my boy's very important to me, and again, I just don't feel like I can sacrifice this time with him. Yeah, I'm not going to seek re-election in 2024.
After being elected to the Clinton County Legislature in 2016, Rosenquest ran against incumbent Mayor Colin Reed, a fellow Democrat, in the 2020 primary, and won. He then went on to defeat Republican Scott Beebe in the general election. The announcement from Rosenquest came as a surprise to many, including City Councilor Jeff Moore.
I am taken aback because I was not prepared for this at all. But it's a quite surprising announcement.
Rosenquest spearheaded many projects in the city, like revamping Margaret Street and expanding the Riverwalk along the Saranac. But he sparred with city councilors over others, like the demolition of the Crate Civic Center, the push to bring a hotel to the downtown waterfront, and his choice to be the next police chief. Rosenquest said his many battles with the council are why he didn't get more done.
I think we could have gotten a lot more done had we not had such a controversial and what we call the opposition caucus on this council. But that's the nature of politics. People have got their own opinions and they're going to vote the way that they want to vote. But it's just unfortunate because a lot of people that want to see progress also see a lot of unnecessary, what they feel to be unnecessary infighting at the same time, which causes a lot of progress to halt. You know, anybody that is going to sit in this seat as the mayor is going to gain criticism. That's part of the job. Part of the job is to listen to that criticism, not take it personal, and see how you can use that to make some change in the future. That's been my job. So, again, I don't really understand why almost everything is controversial. It doesn't need to be, but that's just how this has been.
But Rosenquest said the opposition he has faced was not a factor in deciding not to run for re-election.
My decision is based solely on family. I've been dealing with the controversy, the frustration, the opposition for the last 3 years. I've come to understand and even appreciate it. It helps me view things from a different perspective. Even if I don't agree with that perspective, I still get to see and hear what other people are thinking. You know, I'm not surrounding myself with people who are always saying yes. I don't expect people to always say yes. I expect people to be respectful, to do the job that they're elected to do, and do it well.
Looking ahead to the rest of his final year in office, Rosenquest said his work to complete several projects and initiatives, like the bike-friendly Plattsburgh plan and Parks Renewal Project, will continue.
We're not going to get all of the Parks Renewal stuff done, but we're going to get that ball rolling. The Court Street and Brinkerhoff Street corridors, we have grant funding for that. That is going to be done this year as well. We talked about Cornelia Street. It's well along the way that we should see that done in 2025. Broad Street, we should see done this year as well. And these are major, not only infrastructure, but quality of life projects that I was elected to do. People ask me, do this, make this change. We want to see progress. This is what progress looks like. And so these are things that I'd like to see done that are slated to be done this year. Moving forward, obviously, coming back to figuring out what we do with our beach. We've got a feasibility study for Sailors Beach, which we're excited to do, because that beach, again, it's tucked away, it's mostly ignored, but it's a great asset for us. And so we'll figure out what we're going to do with that feasibility study. But those are really the major components that I'd like to see done before the end of this year.
And the mayor was asked if, overall, he's satisfied with what he's accomplished so far.
From day one, coming in, knowing that there was going to need to be things that got cleaned up, and there was going to need to be progress made. We've been doing both. We've been cleaning up the budget. We've been controlling our finances. We've been making sure that the consistency of our tax increases, the levy increases, and the tax decreases have been there. We're at the lowest tax rate in the last 10, 12 years. So I'm extremely satisfied with what we've been able to accomplish. Given more time, we accomplish more. But at the end of the day, I'm not dissatisfied with what we've been able to do.
As for candidates who may now decide to run, Susan Moore, the chair of the Plattsburgh City Democratic Committee, says they'll have to move quickly and have only a few months to gather the 240 signatures they will need to be on the ballot.
The candidates have to start getting signatures at the end of February, and they have until the beginning of April. So, yeah, the process is starting at the end of the month.
And the city's Republican Committee chair, David Soulier, said they don't have a candidate just yet, but are hopeful that one may step forward to run.
The City of Plattsburgh Republican Committee at this time does not have an announced candidate. When we do have a candidate, we'll be sure to let the media know.
And this week, Clinton County legislator Wendell Hughes, a retired corrections officer and Democrat who represents parts of the city, announced his intention to run.
I'm so sick of negative politics. I want more positive. I don't want to be complaining about things. Let's fix them. And let's move forward. I truly feel I can come and bring something positive. Hopefully, my goal is to be here in 4 years and saying, hey, look what we've done. Look what we've done, you know? And that's essentially where I want to be.
Chris Rosenquest has not ruled out getting back into politics once he leaves office, possibly even running for a city council seat. We'll ask him more about that when the mayor joins us here in the studio next week for an extended interview.